What's going on, folks? And for those of you new, welcome to the channel. My name is John. This is a channel that's going to be dedicated to talking about all things personal finance, with a particular skew on credit cards and how to maximize some of your travel points. Now, this next segment is actually the second part of a two-part series. The first part I'll link up here, and that was discussing what exactly a credit score is. This next part is going to give you 3 specific card recommendations, whether you're building credit, fixing credit, or you're starting out and you're wondering, well, what card should I start with? Cool? All right, let's jump right in. I'm going to share with you 3 specific scenarios and card recommendations that you can action upon. So, the first. This one is probably a little bit more common than you might think, and it's an individual who has just unfortunately missed a couple of payments. They're carrying a really high balance. They might have just altogether gotten a credit card closed and defaulted on it. So their credit score is shot. Well, here's the thing. It's okay. The first thing is stay calm. The second, recognize it's going to take time. There is no next day, fix your credit, go ahead and buy $1 million home. That's not gonna happen. It's gonna take time. But I'm gonna walk you through the process so that you understand what those steps are, and hopefully you feel just a little bit more comfortable in your situation, because at the end of the day, it happens. We're all human, we all make mistakes, but recognize that and let's go ahead and address it now so we can start fixing your credit profile. And that way, later down on the line, when you want to apply for an auto or home loan, you're not limited in selection from a lender perspective. In this first scenario, we're gonna be talking about a secured credit card. A secured credit card, unlike an unsecured credit card, which is typically what most people think of, you actually have to go ahead and put forward the money in order to get a credit line. So the Capital One Secured has been my go-to recommendation for individuals that have to start rebuilding and really repairing their credit score. With the Capital One Secured, typically what you do is you actually cut a check to Capital One, say for $100, and then Capital One will issue you a credit card with a credit limit of $100. What's important for the Capital One Secured to understand is they don't keep your money forever. If you ever cancel this card, they're gonna give you back your $100. Or if you're like my buddy who actually helped work on his credit from 550 up to 770 within 3 years, what we did was we applied for he applied for the Capital One Secured, and he made on-time payments month over month and started slowly building his credit to a point where Capital One actually said, hey, we noticed that, your credit profile is getting better. Would you like an unsecured card? And when he opted into that, they actually sent him his check for $100 back and gave him a credit line, I think of about $1,000 that was unsecured. And with that, he continued building his credit card and just started leveling up from there. That's the first card, the Capital One Secured, to really start helping you repair and build your credit. The second scenario that we'd like to discuss is someone who potentially might be carrying a really high balance. I'll just have a balance now, whatever, I'll make the minimum payment, no big deal. That is a big deal because you're paying, what, 18, 20, 25% interest? That's horrible. Don't let a bank do that to you. And second, your utilization is probably 70, 80, 90%, which like we said before, that accounts for 30% of your FICO score. The first thing that I would recommend for someone with a very high balance that they're carrying on a current credit card is to do a balance transfer to a card that has 0% interest for a promotional period of time. Now, before COVID, my favorite recommended go-to card was the Chase Slate. This card had a 0% interest charge for anywhere from 15 to 18 months, and there was no associated fee to transfer your balance from your current card to the Chase Slate. Unfortunately, with COVID, I think Chase has reduced the number of applicants they're allowing to apply for the Slate card. And so I would recommend you to look at a card like the Citi Diamond or the Discover It. Now, bear in mind, these cards do charge a fee to transfer a balance from your current card to their card. But when I looked at it, the fee was about 3% of the total balance. I would never recommend this typically if the Chase Slate was available, but if you're in a situation where I want to start building my credit now, I don't want to wait for the Chase Slate to be available, I think it's an absolutely acceptable alternative because a 3% fee on your total balance is probably better than the 15 or 20% fee you're paying month over month. So when you get those cards, you simply apply, and within that initial acceptance, once you get the card, you can do a balance transfer and basically bring that balance over to this card. And once you have this card, pay it on time and as much as you can possibly afford. Do not continue using this credit card. This is also going to be a sock card, all right? Take this card, put it in the sock drawer, and just pay that sucker down month over month until you get your balance managed. And then you're going to see your credit score slowly start coming up. So that's the second card. Third, but certainly not last, this scenario is someone who might be newly out of college, recent graduate, just starting a job, or maybe you're still in college. Credit score somewhere hovering in the 600s, mid 6s. This is actually not a bad place to be. There's a ton of options available for you. For one, if you are in college still, or a soon to graduate junior or senior, you have options in the Chase Freedom Student as well as the Discover It Student. These are student-specific cards where the requirements are certainly a lot lower, the credit limit is a lot lower, but again, you're getting your first card to start building your credit profile, so subsequently you can level up after that. If you have already graduated and you've worked a couple years and you've never had a credit card, similarly, you can apply for things like the Chase Freedom Unlimited or the Chase Freedom Flex or the Discover It. There's the Citi Double Cashback, and Bank of America also has a cash rewards card. These are all entry-level cards where the requirements are not too high from a credit score standpoint, and they're also a really good segue into the world of leveling up and getting cards with just better cash back and better benefits. But at the stage that you're at today, don't worry about those other benefits. Just get the card, pay that sucker on time, pay it in full if you can, make sure your utilization ratio is low, and honestly, just let time do its thing. Because in 2 to 3 years, yeah, you're absolutely gonna be above a 750, 780, 790 credit score. And once you want those fancier cards, the world is your oyster. So all this being said, this was so much information. It was a complete download, I know. I really hope you all took some value from it, whether it be just, hey, I'm gonna go take a look at this card, or wow, I had no idea that FICO stood for the Fair Isaac and Company. Because neither did I prior to this video. Whatever it may be, I hope this was helpful. Drop a comment in the section below and let me know, was this helpful? What can I help to clarify on? What are your next steps? Are you gonna go and take a look at what you're gonna apply for from a credit standpoint? Are you thinking of a mortgage and you wanna build your credit? Anyway, let me know, I'm open to it. And if there's anything you wanna discuss further or you think might be a great video idea, please, I'm all ears. Anywho, until next time, peace.